All right. Hey everybody, Ronnie Petito with Petito's Performance Training Center, and we're here with another live Q&A today. I'm stopping in right before group training to answer some questions I got from last week. So before we start, thank you for everybody who can tune into this. Thank you. And for those who couldn't tune in when it was live, and you have a question about anything we're talking about, or if you have any other questions, leave them in the comment section or direct message me and I'll get back to you. All right, let's get right into the questions today. The first one is from Leanna. Leanna says, what protein shakes do you drink and when do you drink them? Okay, so for me personally, I mean, there's a bunch of different types of protein, right? You got from the very basic concentrate, you got isolate, hydrolyzed, casein, you know, and there's a couple other ones, but those are like the four main ones that you see consistently out in the market. Concentrate obviously is the one that's broken down the least. It has a lot of different sub-fractions in it, like interferon and things like that, and they're good for, these sub-fractions are good for your immunity health, but it's a harder protein to digest. It digests a little bit slower, you know, because it has all these different things in it, you know, carbs, fats, as well as the protein. But then you have isolate. It breaks down a little bit faster, has more protein by the scoop. Hydrolyzed breaks down even faster. And then you got casein, which is a slow release protein that goes overnight. But really, it all depends on your goals. So I take two different types of protein. My one protein I take is isolate, and I take it right after my workouts because I want to ingest or digest protein right away. I want my muscles to get protein right away, right after my workout. So that's the first thing I want to go to. That's the first food source I go to, is actually a protein shake. And then after a little bit, because right after a workout I don't really feel like eating, so that's how I get my protein in right away. And then I drink a bunch of water, and then after about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, I'll go ahead and eat some food, you know, and I'll have protein with that as well, just not as much. It'll be more vegetables and things like that. But I do that for a purpose, right? Because I'm feeding my muscles right after my workout. Now I take casein at night to feed my muscles throughout the night and feed my body throughout the night. So when I wake up, not only are my muscles being fed, I'm constantly getting some source of protein throughout the night, but my body's ready to go. It's ready to eat again. So, and I enjoy that because I like getting up in the morning early and getting a workout in early. So it helps to be able to be a little bit hungry so I can fuel my body for my workout. But it really, like I was saying, it really all depends on what kind of protein you're taking and for what purpose. Know your purpose, know your why, and use that protein. And just like you would do food, it's a fuel source, and that's how you want to ingest that protein. You want to do it, okay, I'm taking this isolate right after the workout because it's a fast digesting protein and it'll get straight into my muscles as quick as possible. So, all right, the next question is from Jody. I drink a meal replacement in the morning a lot of the time. Should I replace this with a protein shake? I prefer one that has no dairy and doesn't need to be mixed with milk to be drinkable. Well, I don't know if you need to mix any protein with milk per se, but I understand what you're talking about as far as like not being drinkable. But as far as a meal replacement in the morning, what's in your meal replacement? I don't know, because as far as I'm concerned, you need to have a couple things in the morning. You need to have some protein and you need to have some leafy greens. Why I say that? Well, when I first started out, you know, doing fitness and getting into eating in the morning and things like that and working out in the morning, I'd always do a fruit with a little bit of protein, but usually just fruit, you know. Fruit is basically made up of water, so you're thinking, okay, that's a good thing, and it gives me some sugar, gives me some carbs, and gives me some good nutrients for my body to actually get a good workout in. The thing is that it's actually acidic. Fruits are acidic, right? Have a lot of sugar, bring your body acidity. So if we are eating fruit, we really need to be taking in some greens as well, you know, spinach, kale, things like that. And what I like to do, so I can mix all that stuff together and actually get everything in that I want to and make it taste good, I'll make a protein shake with all natural fruit, and that has a protein source, whether it's like a Greek yogurt or peanut butter or something like that. I make sure I have spinach and kale in there, you know, for my greens, spinach or kale or both. And then I put in what kind of fruit I like. So bananas, blueberries, strawberries, whatever you're feeling that day. And then that's what you can go ahead and put into your diet. So it's nice to know what you like. Experiment with some things, see what you like, you know, and kind of stick to that, and then just mix it up here and there. And what can you sustain, what can you be consistent with every single morning to make sure that you're ready and pumped for your workout or ready to go to work or whatever your schedule and routine is. All right. Oh, and you also asked about dairy. That's right. So I knew I missed one part of the question. Dairy. If we're talking about dairy, as far as isolate protein, we want to stay away from concentrate because concentrate is not broken down that much, right? So, hey Nick, what's going on, man? Appreciate you joining in. I just saw you on Instagram. But as far as dairy goes, concentrate has a lot of dairy products in it. Like I was talking about, it has a lot of subfractions in it. So those subfractions will be harder to digest for our body. And not only that, but it will have a lot of lactose. When you break it down to the next step, which is isolate protein, isolate has about 90%, of protein per the scoop or per the whole protein you're getting. So, and it's broken down to the next level, so it takes a lot of those subfractions out, and it definitely takes the lactose out. So isolate's a good protein to go to, and if you're still getting a little bit bothered by isolate, hydrolyze. It's a little bit more expensive, and it wears on your body a little bit more because it's so broken down and refined, but it won't hurt your stomach as far as the lactose because there will be all the subfractions are taken out of the hydrolyzed protein. So just know what you're taking in, know your purpose, and your why, as I've been saying before. All right, question number 3, Lena. I have a question for all the fitness gurus out there. I don't know if I'm a guru, but I definitely try to help. Does anyone ever take time off from the gym? If so, for how long? All right, well, obviously, I've talked about it numerous times. Give yourself a damn rest day, right? And that was exactly what the video was called, because we need that. We need that rest. Now, for me, I rest basically once a week for the simple fact that I really actually enjoy working out, right? So I enjoy working out. I enjoy busting my ass. I enjoy making it to the next level, seeing those results. So I don't mind getting up and working out in the morning. I don't mind coming and doing those things. But when we first start out, we need a little bit more rest. We can't just continually bust it every single day because our body's going to break down. It's not going to have time to repair. So a good split for a beginner would be, a day on, day off, or 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off. So you're still getting, every 3 days, you're getting a rest day. Your body's getting a chance to recover. And you can hit multiple muscle groups and the same muscle group twice throughout the week, but we're not going to go, chest and back on day 1 and then the next day turn around and go chest and legs. That's just not a good strategy, and you won't get the most benefit from that for the simple fact that your muscles that you used the day before will be really sore. I mean, they should be anyways if you're working out the correct way. Will be really sore and it'll be hard to activate them. And you might be doing more damage than you are good because you're not giving them the chance to heal. So keep that in mind as far as rest days go. I know for me, I say I only take 1 day off, but it's not like a scheduled day. So for instance, throughout the week, if I get sick or something comes up where my body just isn't feeling right, I'm breaking down, then I will take a little bit of rest time that day as well. So I don't just stick, I need this just this 1 day. We do live a life, and we made up these weeks as far as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's all made up. So if that's made up, then we can take those days off if we need to sometimes to heal our bodies. Our bodies need the healing. All right, last question, Joey. This question is for intermittent fasting. What kind of food do you have the most success with breaking your fast? Well, breaking your fast doesn't necessarily mean you have to be on intermittent fasting, right? Intermittent fasting is just taking that first 8 hours of the day and eating around probably 11, 12 o'clock, 12 p.m. And what that does is it kind of shrinks the time you actually have to eat throughout the day. So if you give yourself an 8-hour period, like before you go to sleep, you take your time, it'll give you that period to go throughout the day, right? So you need to have an 8-hour period where you're not eating. And breaking the fast isn't necessarily morning breakfast, right? You're just breaking that fast from the time you were sleeping and not eating to the time you're now eating. So it doesn't matter whether you're doing it in the morning or in the middle of the day. Breaking your fast is breaking your fast. So what I'm saying is that the foods to break down your fast are the same for intermittent fasting and for people like me who are eating right in the morning. And what I would say to that is I was go back to the same thing with Lena, or no, not even Lena, with Jody about the meal replacement, right? She was talking about the meal replacement in the morning, and I would do the same thing here, right? To break your fast, I would try to alkalize my body a little bit. I would make sure I'd have leafy greens. I would make sure that I have some protein with it as well. And if I do need some fruit, sure, I'll intake some fruit. But for the most part, I'm just trying to alkalize my body, trying to give it the best nutrient-dense foods possible upon waking up. Because breaking your fast, you know, you want your metabolism to kick up, kickstart. You don't want your body to be sluggish, worn down. So make sure you're eating healthy things. Make sure that, you know, you're alkalizing your body through, like I said, spinach, kale, anything that's the healthy source that's going to bring you to the alkalinity side, not the acidic side. And remember, fruits are acidic because of all those sugars that they have in them. So they make our bodies more acidic. And that's the last question I have on here. So thank you once again for anybody who tuned in. And I really appreciate all the questions I'm getting week to week. It's been really fun getting on here and answering for you guys. And I'm really enjoying this Friday thing. Let me know if y'all are enjoying it, and I know I've seen some people be able to tune in, so that's awesome as well, and I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Once again, if you have any questions, leave them now in the comment section, or you can direct message me after the video is done if you're watching after I'm done. So hope everybody has a good day and a good weekend, and I'll see y'all next week.